Hey Zingers! So in the last few weeks, each bit by bit, we have been taking apart BigBeat's rules of trading. They are my rules, my commandments, like to think of them, about how I like to trade and how to keep myself sane in the trading world. So today I'm going to do a recap over the last few weeks of all the rules. I do actually ask that you go back and see the videos and the other ones so that we do a little more in-depth. But I'm going to go through them one by one and kind of do a quick recap. So here we go. Whenever I'm asked, Steve, what's the first book I should read when getting into the stock market, I always say the same thing. Read Peter Lynch's book, One Up on Wall Street. It also helps me with some of my rules that I've created over the years, including the next one is Trade What You Know. Again, look, if you're a pharmacist, trade pharmacies. Pharmacy stocks are the best, all right? Biotechs. If you're a farmer, make sure you trade those commodities. All right. Every day is a new opportunity. As I always say, every single day there's a market somewhere, so we will find it for you, especially here at Benzinga. The market doesn't start at 9:30. That's right. So get your butts up out of bed. We got to make sure that we know what's going on around the world. It's very important that we get the news and the news feeds in our heads long before the market ever opens. Have a thesis. One of my favorite rules. No matter what you trade, before you buy or sell or short, make sure you have a thesis of why you're doing this position. Don't just chase. All right. I'm also telling you to learn technical trading. That's a big one. That means learn those candlesticks, learn all kinds of things, Fibonacci sequence, Gann lines, Andrew's pitchfork, all those fun things. Learn them. They will help you. Support and resistance lines, very important. Okay, so time is your best friend. That's right. If you're in a position and things are not going quite your way, but your thesis hasn't changed, time is still your best friend, meaning stay in that position, let it work itself out. Time will be helpful down the road. All right, don't be greedy, take a profit. Okay, very simple. When you see that profit come in, don't be greedy. Get that money, put it in your pocket, and trade for another day. Remember, when we're trading, this isn't a movie. This is the real world. So that money is real. Put it in the back of the bank. Next one is set a daily goal. That's right. Whatever your financial positions are, make sure you're looking for a certain number, a financial number, for every day that is your goal. For some people it could be $100, for some people it could be $1,000, and for others it could be $5,000 a day. But whatever it is, that's your daily goal. All right. Also, learn to leverage. That's a very good one. Always scale in and scale out of positions. You don't always have to go full boat every time you look at a position. Sometimes if I look at make sure that my eyes are not bigger than my head, and so if I think I see a big position, I usually will scale in 25% at a time. Options aren't scary. Another good rule for me, don't be scared of options. It's very important. You can use them as insurance, or you can use them as a plays down the road. If you have issues with options, not a problem, or if you think that they are scary, not a problem. I'm also here to help you. You can schedule time with me and I will be more than happy to teach you options. Always have powder, very simple. Powder is your money. That is the money that you have in your accounts to trade with, whether that be actual cash or whether that be margin, but always have powder. You never know when a play is going to pop up, and you don't want to be cash poor. You want to have the ability to always play. All right? The whole world matters. That's exactly right. We want to make sure that we know what's going on all over the world. Whatever happens in Europe and happens in Asia, it could affect us here in the United States, and vice versa. When things happen here in the United States, it could actually adversely affect us around the world. All right. The market never sleeps, but you should. Yes, the market is very busy. It does trade 24/7, especially in the crypto world and currencies. But you do need sleep. Don't wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and hope you can trade. You need to get some sleep. You need to be ready to go in the morning. Admit mistakes. That's a good one. It's very hard for a lot of people to do that, but do admit when you make a mistake and clean it up, and move on. When a trade is over, move on. Very simply put, when you have made your money, move on. Don't continue to chase it. A lot of times people continue to go back and they want to go back and chase it again, and oh, I made good money there and the stock's going to keep going, and it usually goes against you, and you usually give back all of your gains. Money in your pocket is better than the one in the market. All right, and one of my favorite ones, hope is not a strategy. When you make a trade and you put a position on, do not hope that it goes your way. Anybody who hopes about the market is going to be in for a rude awakening, because the market doesn't care about you. The only thing that cares about you is yourself. So make sure that you decide that hope is not your strategy. All right, always have an exit strategy. When you get into a position, make sure you know where you want to get out. If it helps you by having your daily goal, by hitting that daily goal, then that could be when you get out. But make sure you always have an exit strategy. Of course, my favorite one, don't chase. That kills everybody, and it's so hard for a lot of people to not chase. Remember, no emotions in this market. When people chase the market, they usually get burnt, and they can't really explain it other than the fact that they chased, and they look at it later, and when they go back in and do it again, they do it again. So we want to make sure we learn from those mistakes and not chase. Don't be afraid to sell your losers. Sometimes those dogs in your portfolio keep dragging your portfolio down. Don't be afraid to sell them. If your thesis no longer works out, make sure you get rid of it. And this is the best line ever. If the market doesn't humble you, you ain't playing it. The market's bigger than you. It has a whole lot more money. I believe the market right now has about $27 trillion of market, and I don't think you or I have $27 trillion. A lot of people say it's picking up nickels in front of steamrollers. The reality check here is that the market's bigger than you and me, and make sure we play along with it and not against it. Okay, Benzingers, I look forward to it. We got to have some new things coming out here in the next few weeks. I got a pretty cool subject coming up. I think you'll be very happy to hear about it. But until then, I'll see you next time.